Hey troops, welcome to the channel Dit Commando. My name's Ryan and I'm a former Royal Marines Commando from the United Kingdom, and today we're going to be reacting to 5 guns that every American should own. Let's go find out. Before we do, remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel, troops.
Okay, today we're going to try to discuss the 5 guns that everybody should own. We've actually got 3 long guns and a handgun. We decided that the long-range sniper weapon, $2,000 rifle, was out of everybody's range. So we're going to try to get something here with multiple uses rather than have something a specialty item. I think the first gun you need to get is your handgun. Get a Glock 19 9mm.
Glock 19, decent weapon systems, guys. All right, we've used variants of Glocks whilst I was in the armed forces, and I thought they were very, very reliable bits of kit, and quite accurate as well, believe it or not, for such a small kind of barrel, you know. But I really like the weapon system that we use. Glock 17, I think it was. That's standard issue for the Royal Marines now. Yeah, really good weapon system. I can see why everyone would want one in America, you know. They're a good lightweight bit of kit to have. Whether you agree with guns or not, I'm not going to get into the politics of it. I understand and appreciate the reason that every American should be armed, and it's just the way it is, guys. You know, we're not going to change it. I certainly wouldn't want to change that. It's just the way it is.
15-shot magazine. Of course, you always have your 33 rounders. Have plenty of those with you. That's a good handgun to have. That's a good handgun to start with.
We never used the 33 rounders in the military. We only had our 15 or 17, I think it was, but we certainly didn't have any extended magazines for it. And I think it would have been actually a good choice, you know, in certain situations. Like myself, I was a GBMG machine gunner, so a general purpose machine gun. It was a big bit of kit, and you know, there's some situations in which that wouldn't be effective. For instance, closing in and killing the enemy in close quarter combat in an urban environment, in a building somewhere. Although it could be utilized firing from the hip, sometimes we always carried a pistol as a sidearm, just in case, you know, if you're going inside, you don't want to be clearing with one of those things. You want a pistol to be able to aim at your target effectively, and I really like that weapon system, guys. I can definitely see why that's 5 guns. That's on the list, guys, 100%.
Next down the line, in order of importance, I think, is to have your 10-22 Ruger with your VX-25 magazines. Now, I've gone through this before. You can kill everything from a ground squirrel to a moose with this. Have plenty of VX-25 magazines. Next in line in usefulness would probably be this Mossberg pump. This is a 12 gauge that's sold as a kit. Now with this gun, nice. You get your 18.5-inch home defense barrel. You get a pistol grip, so you can change it back and forth if this is what you want. And you also
right, pistol grip. Never seen that for one of those things. Obviously, it's gonna handle very, very differently if you've got a pistol grip on there. But it depends on the situation as well and what you're going to be using that for. If it's for hunting and stuff, you probably is going to want the butt on it for a lot more control. But if you're going to be using it in a smaller kind of compartmentalized kind of environment, then you're definitely wanting a pistol grip on that. I've never seen it done though, but I can definitely see why it would be useful.
Also get a 26-inch hunting barrel with a vent rib. Wow. It's ported and comes with 3 chokes. This gun will cover everything from small game to deer, bear, whatever you want to hunt with it. And when you get home from hunting, you can always put the pistol grip and the short barrel back on it. You got a fine little home defender there.
Home defender, yeah.
You can also
exactly. I mean, it's one of those kind of weapon systems which it would be handy in that respect. If you've got a big ranch somewhere and you're wanting to just have a, you know, a weapon system to kind of secure your property and things like that, you'd put a pistol grip on there all day long.
Also get a lot of accessories for this gun if you want to trick it out with different stocks and all. But this comes from Mossberg this way.
I'd love to own a shotgun, guys. You can own weapons in the United Kingdom, but it's they're restricted massively in comparison to the laws and legislation in America, and yeah, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. If you want to, you know, have an array of weapon systems and to be quite free with the use of them, then England's definitely not the place to be, guys. What do you think about that, though? Let me know below. It's against your constitution in America to take the weapons away from you guys, and it's, you know, there's very good reason for that as well. It's so that the people can be armed in case the government turns tyrannical. So I do get that.
Now, last but not least, everybody needs some kind of combat weapon.
That's a nice bit of kit. Now we're getting into the military grade type weapon systems, and these are the weapon systems that I'm quite familiar with. Troops, okay, and I do actually miss firing these things as well in a competitive way as well. It's good fun, guys.
This is a Bushmaster XM15 E2S in the 5.56 caliber M4 configuration. You should also have with your gun, as a backup, you can have the 22 drop-in bolt conversion with the 22 magazine. Now you have to understand that the barrel of this gun is not really designed to shoot 22 LR, so you're not going to get tack driving accuracy. Now I fired these before, and you can hit a squirrel or a rabbit at 40 or 50 yards with it, but that's about as good as you're going to do. If you want to shoot more accurately, you have to get a dedicated 22 upper. But this right here can save your life. And I think these are the guns that everybody should own. Eric and I both feel the same way. If you have the money, you can later add some type of a bolt action, high-powered gun like a 7.62 bolt action with a nice scope for long.
Thing is, with a 7.62 as well, guys, if you, especially for hunting and stuff, that's going to stop whatever you're shooting at in its tracks. 7.62s are, you know, they do some damage, all right? They do some damage. Whatever you're firing at, it's going to stop. So it's a very safe weapon in that respect. You know that where you point, it's going to do damage in that respect. It's going to have the required effect, and it's good. I mean, in the military in Britain, our SA-80 A3 variant is 5.56, and it works really well. It's very accurate. But it's I can't say it's not incapacitating, because it is at certain ranges. But what it does is the round itself, actually, once it hits the target, it kind of bounces all over inside and causes a lot of damage internally. So there's method in its madness, guys. All right, it's not going to put holes in things, but its stopping power is different, all right, but it's tactically different for a reason. But the old 7.62, you know, your intention with that is to cause catastrophic damage, all right, whatever you're using it for. If it's hunting or home defense, it's going to be very, very, very effective, guys.
Range shooting, but that's the guns that we think everybody should own.
Right, now everything Barry laid out earlier.
Right, I like that thing there. That is nice. See, these are the weapon systems that you don't really get to play with in the military. Not in the United Kingdom anyway. These old school variants, you know, these old rifles, hunting rifles and stuff, bolt action as well. Nice bits of kit, really nice sentimental pieces.
Is definitely right on the money. I agree with him completely about this arrangement, but I do want to throw out the Mosin, the Russian M90-130. This is one of those guns that if you and your buddies wanted to go in a couple of grand together, pool your money, you could buy a crate of these things and about 5 crates of ammo for around $2,000.
Yeah.
That's a real good, cheap way to arm 10 men. You all get your technique down and train properly on this gun. You can be very deadly in large numbers.
Very deadly.
This gun will pretty much kill anything on North America. Shoots a 7.62 by 54. Okay.
Yeah, these things. They're old school in nature, but you know, extremely powerful weapon systems. And like you said, they'll pretty much destroy anything that they fire at. You know, and don't really use weapon systems like this in the military now, unless you're against a non kind of organized military or militia. Yeah, you don't really see these variants anymore.
A good battle-proven cartridge that's been in service since 1891.
Think about that, 1891, a weapon system that powerful, 7.62. Crazy, absolutely crazy, but a beautiful weapon, man.
You got good soft point loadings out there for it. You can kill elk, bear, moose,
easy,
anything, deer.
Put a nice sight on that as well, you know, for a bit more accuracy. You've got a long barrel for extra accuracy as well, so you've got nothing to worry about with this thing.
Two-legged game of all sorts if you need to, and they excel at that. They're good guns. And if you want a high-power bolt action and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is definitely a good way to go.
Like Eric said, if you want to arm a dozen people, economically, this is the way to go.
Yeah, and it's not junk. I mean,
No,
it's not junk guns at all.
No,
they're good guns.
It's a damn nice rifle.
I mean, this is the rifle that won the war for the Russians.
It certainly did.
And a lot of people talk smack about Mosins because they're cheap, but they really are great guns.
They are.
So this would be a distant fifth if you guys want to get in a high-power rifle without spending a ton of money.
Right.
But we'd strongly recommend these 5 guns would be my go-to guns and Barry's go-to guns.
Right, and so that's interesting, guys. There's them are the 5 go-to guns. Now, I'm not going to insult anyone's intelligence here, especially if you're watching from the United States. You guys know your weapon systems, all right? Do you agree with that loadout there? Do you agree with that loadout for the various different reasons that they're specified there? You know, I haven't really got too much to disagree on in terms of that loadout. I agree with that loadout system. You've got an assault rifle, you've got a shotgun, you've got a long-range 7.62 there. Yeah, it's I couldn't disagree with that. I think that would be pretty good setup, you know, for any kind of situation. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments, guys.
So there you have it.
If you can afford it, we were just discussing this before we closed for the day. If you had one of these that was suppressed, with a lot of these magazines, that would be the ultimate survival weapon. You can snipe with it or whatever you need to do. You can kill game and nobody can hear you.
Yeah, you'd need a decent sight on that though, guys, for sniping and stuff. And yeah, you'd need a decent sniper sight on that. I would say anyway.
That's a very important thing. People say, well, I'm going to run to the mountains and kill squirrels and rabbits and live off of that. Well, a 22 can be heard for 1.5 miles away if it's not suppressed. If this gun's suppressed, would be the ideal survival weapon.
The new 8
Right then, troops, that is that little advert popped up there. But yeah, pretty good video, you know. I'm going to probably be doing a bit more reactions on military grade weaponry and content for the future. So if you did like that, give it a like, share and subscribe. Again, we're just trying to keep the content varied, troops, okay? So you're going to be seeing a lot of different content coming up in the future just to keep it fresh. But again, thanks for being here and I'll see you in the next video, troops. Peace.